Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And guys, I really hope you are all enjoying these episodes today. And if you're not, put in the comment section down below what type of feedback you have or what I can do better to improve these videos. I try to read all the comments, but there's a lot of them, and I try to adapt every single time. A lot of you guys said talk slower. I really do my best. A lot of you guys said articulate better. I really try my best. So just put it down there. I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. And I just want to briefly say you guys are amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, my big question of today is what do you think the XRP price is going to be at exactly 1 year from now? Or if you're not into XRP, what is the Bitcoin price going to be in exactly 1 year from now? I'm going to put it in my agenda, and we're going to look back in 1 year and compare and see for a little second who was right. And if XRP is not at thousands of dollars yet that you predicted, you'll be greatly rewarded. I mean, if we if we get to $10,000 per coin by some miraculous way, I guess you're good enough to fend for yourself. And another question I saw over on Twitter comes from Mr. Use Case. I just want XRP to lift off so I can meet some of you crazy guys. I'm also wondering, if we were to get to some crazy price, would you go the social route where you're going to meet everybody in the community and try to connect? Or would you just go the completely social distance type of way of just living your own life on a private island and things like that? Let me know in the comments section down below what you would do. All right, getting into our stuff from today though, because that's what what a lot of people want to see is a little bit more of the price. And I think it is fun to first take a little bit of a look at what I kind of pointed out a couple of weeks ago, and even what we pointed out a month or two ago about what we thought was going to happen. So first off, I got to tell you guys about the buying and about the kind of circles I drew and the lines. These lines are all past support or resistances. That's what they all are. And they all have a little bit of a different meaning, but we'll get through that as we go here. Now, first of all, it's important to see this, I guess, lower brown line, because what this one was a resistance that has stayed for a pretty damn long while, all the way from June till somewhere almost close to August, 25th of July. What happened here is we were looking for a very, very good buying opportunity because, well, we did hit the line, we couldn't cross it, and we were there, but there was no real good buying in point because it wasn't necessarily looking like everything was going to turn bullish. All right, we were at the resistance line, and what you do most of the time is you wait for a confirmation. So what happened is there was a big candle, very big candle, a lot of power, not that much volume, but that's really not much of the matter at this point. What happened is it breached resistance, and that day we didn't do anything because we were waiting for a confirmation candle. This second green one, it is almost red, but it is green, is a confirmation that this move past resistance is sustained. And that was important because what happened here is all the way through, we could just go on and continue our happiness because, I mean, there was really kind of a free range right here. All this between these two brown or kind of red lines was just free. There was nothing really stopping it. These were smaller ones, but they're not that relevant. And since it surged past them, there was nothing really to watch out for. The first watching out point came right here. Again, this is all my opinion, by the way, and this is how I like to do things. If you like to do things differently, that's completely your own thing. Everybody does their own thing, right? And what happened right here, in my opinion, was I don't know if I should get out or not because we skyrocketed past resistance. But in my opinion, if it's such an impulsive move, I don't know. I'm always a little bit more conservative, right? So I'm either cashing out just before it at a point like this, or I'm gonna up my position and get another stop loss going at around this area. So just a little bit below the resistance. Now, what happened is we surged past it. We didn't really get another confirmation or things like that as it turned red with a very, very long shadow, meaning a lot of uncertainty, a lot of, it's also supported by the volume. People did not know what they wanted right there. And it was not really a sustained move, in my opinion. It was just a little bit of a fluke, even though the shadow here is relevant. It's not like it's a very, very small shadow here with here also none to the upside where it could be like it's just kind of a mistake. No, it was kind of an indecisive thing, which is also what you saw here going on for the next couple of days, even weeks. It's just sideways trading because the guys were indecisive. What happened though is that this had kind of acted as a new support, but also kind of not. I mean, you can see here it's a short-term support. It's definitely acted as it, and I mean we did go a little bit below it, which showed me, we're not too certain about this whole level too much. It's not like this 27-cent thing was going to hold up for very much longer, in my opinion. However, there's some different theories surrounding that one, but you could say, again, this is completely opinion based, that it did act as a new support since we did cross it like crazy and stayed above it for a little while, a couple of weeks even. That this was another one of those classic moves where you have a candle breaking it first, which did not really occur in my opinion, but all right. And then another confirmation candle. Again, we can kind of debate on this one. I'm going to say that this is the candle that broke it first, and this should have been a confirmation. And since this was green, not red, I'm assuming that there's not a big downtrend going on, which is also what I showed you guys previous time. And same for right now. I still think that this is just a kind of a free range move because all this area between 27 and about 21 or something cents, I think XRP can always freely range in. And this is not something I say with all stocks or things like that. It's mostly because with this crypto stuff, it is so dependent on what Bitcoin does that you always got to see this stuff with margins. And that is like, if Bitcoin makes a minus 3% move, it is not that crazy if XRP were to make a minus 7 or minus 8% move without it really saying something about XRP specifically too much. And the main good side about that one is you can easier or more easily justify downward momentum or downward movement. The downside is, again, it could just be that a lot of these small losses are amplified for crypto. Again, that works positively as well for the gains. But that's also why things like this on a longer term basis, again, we're not talking about a 15-minute chart or an hour chart. We're talking about a daily or even a weekly, is a lot more fragile to see. Right? These longer term trends are a little bit more difficult because first of all, crypto is going so ridiculously crazy right now. So much stuff happening, together with less and less trust in a central authority and people getting more so into crypto. Another one is the correlation shifting. There's still huge shift in correlations piece by piece here between crypto and traditional stocks. And since that one is still changing, we also don't know exactly where to place it. Another one, though, in my opinion, is just the uncertainty that we're seeing right here. I'm still going to say that this is not a real sustained move, even though the power behind it is definitely there, as you can see in volume. Again, there was kind of a buyback action because this volume is even higher than the selling one, which is again rather interesting. Point of this one is though, I'm not going to tell you guys to buy or sell right now, even though last time we talked about it, I had a very, very clear strategy. Right now, I'm staying with my ass away from doing anything rational or irrational, I should say, as I don't think it's the right place. All right, I've explained it multiple times before where I'm thinking, this might be a very, very good buy sector. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to do that. Right now, I'm really staying my ass away from things. And by the way, some people say like, oh, but that's not how you should be looking at it. Look at this for a split second, right? Here's just a couple of guys all having their different, some are, like these two, some have the same idea. They're all different in their own respective way of how to analyze things. And that's because it's not a proven one-to-one science. Everybody has their own opinions on things that would work or things that would give them the best trade or the best advantage over the market. Because in the end, that's all you're looking for, all right? You're looking for a certain pattern to follow. Yet with crypto, it's still not completely foolproof, all right? Can you win on a 1 hour chart or 50-minute chart? I personally think yes. But again, there's a ton of others who debate and say, no, it's really not that you're winning based on, it's basically luck. All right, there's so many debates about that. In my opinion, it's all just, predicting other people's emotions and actions. However, that's again kind of the data scientist and the economist kind of clashing within my head. Because as an economist, you're always saying, these irrational choices from human beings cannot fully be modeled, cannot fully be placed into a graph like that. As a data scientist, if you check the numbers, if you check the statistics, if you check charts, you understand almost perfectly how people would normally react to things, right? And you use that sort of in a predictive way to think what they would do in the future right now. And the same for stock goes that way. You're like, okay, so this happened and they did this, so this happens and they'll do that. And same for support and resistances in that sense. You're like, okay, so at this point in the past, that's why backtesting can help you out very often. This point in the past, people reacted this way to a certain move. Well, if you check all the odds, the chance of them doing this same thing are possibly higher or possibly lower. That's what you're going to have to calculate for yourself then, I guess. And thus, I'm going to react this way. That's the fun part about all this type of stuff. That's the fun part about TA. That's why I always recommend people to learn trading or learn at least something along those lines. Because it's not something that's completely proven. It's not something like it's just a one way to see things. Yet, it's so effective and it does work. All right? There is a lot of money to be made. You can almost always make money with trading, even though there's no one way to do it. And that's, I think, so fun. It's also a fun thing about maths and economics, by the way. Or maths only, I should say, by the way. There's so many ways to get to an answer, and none of them are necessarily wrong or right. But, okay, that's just a little bit of drifting off here. It's not really about XRP specific. It's just, I don't think the price right now is really at a point where I could say it's going to be falling down like crazy or it's going to be going up like crazy. I don't think the people are really decisive either. Here you can see a lot of the guys are more so towards the negative side by selling. I don't know, though. Logically speaking, I would say yes, there's a better chance of going down at least a little bit further. Because again, if you check out this free range, this is, by the way, the hourly. With the move that we just had, which is supported on this chart, by the way, if you were to check out the hourly chart, what you could have done is go and wait for this support. Once it breached, you wait for confirmation. It did, then short, and probably just go your way down to, I guess, another point which you feel comfortable with. Maybe get yourself like a 1% loss, 3% profit. So your stop loss is 1% up, your profit is 3% down. Maybe a little bit of drawdown with that as well. You can decide for yourself, but just some thoughts, some things I want to put up. All right, hopefully I've not been blabbering too long. I didn't plan this video out as good as I normally do, so I still have so much to talk about, and we've already spent 12 minutes. XRP just broke down through the 200-day EMA. That's not so good. I think the best case support level is 19.2 cents. Could definitely be so. Keep it in mind. Wow, hopefully very soon is what Orange Temper says about an article that was written on Coil. If you see it right here, you can see it's written by XRP Productions. If you saw this one, please keep in mind that it is satire. It is a joke. This type of stuff, Summit Supercomputer calculates true value of XRP, is just made for fun. But there are too many people right now who see this as the truth, which is why I'm sometimes, indecisive of whether or not I should be supporting the satire or if I should be battling this. Because I like the stuff. I don't ever read the full articles, but I like the thought that it's just a community-based thing where he's just making this content just for fun. But they're too real, I think. If you read the article, you understand it's just completely a joke. But I mean, most of the titles. People just read the title and move on with their day. Same for my videos here. If you watch this far, comment, just something like supercomputer. Comment the word supercomputer in the comment section. Right? Because most people watch the title and leave. They're like, all right, title says supercomputer? Yeah, let me dislike that because supercomputers don't exist. Or so, you guys get me? People do that type of stuff all the time. I see so many times whenever I make a title that says, this person just talked about $50,000 per coin. They're like, man, $50,000 per coin is not going to happen, you stupid fool. But the video is not even about me predicting something like that. I'm just showing you guys what's going on. And yeah, I just sometimes get sad about that. Gordon Gecko just said on Twitter, 9/23 significant date, watch the news. Just putting it out there. Jack the Rippler just said, people in the XRP community are saying that your dreams are too big because XRP isn't going to $100 or $1,000. We've got a golden rule in our life. It's called don't listen to the naysayers, which I also consider to be true. And then Bubba Cugs. I don't know. I'm really wondering what the end of this phase 2 on this guy's profile is going to be at. Do you guys believe in riddles, in Ripple Riddlers, in XRP, Bearable Guy 123 type of stuff, or do you guys think it's completely BS and stupid? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I personally don't really support Bubble Cugs and the things that they represent, because I think it's all just pretty dumb. But I think a lot of you guys do like it, because, I mean, he's got 17,000 followers now for no reason. So maybe there's something in there which I'm not seeing. If there is, again, let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care.